Hello and welcome to Highly Imperfect Yoga. Breathe up and forward fold. Take some time, loosen up your hamstrings, let your hands touch the mat. With a flat back, bring your hands up to your knees for a half lift, and then step back to a plank, lowering through. Push up to your up dog. Tuck your toes under and push back to your down dog. Raise that left leg high. Bring it through for a pigeon pose. Take some time to readjust your weight. Find a comfortable position on that hip. Tuck the toes of your right foot. Push back to down dog again. Raise your right leg high. Bring it through for pigeon on the other side. Once again, tuck your toes, push back to down dog. Walk your feet up towards your hands on the mat. Slowly roll up. Breathe up. Breathe up again, forward fold. Reaching your hands toward the mat. Hands come to your knees for flat back and then lower to the mat. Scoop through to your up dog. Push back to down dog. Raise that left leg high again. Once again, come through to pigeon pose. This time, curl your right leg behind you and come into a seated hip 90-90. Tuck your toes and push back to down dog. Raise your right leg high, once again bringing it through for pigeon. Resting into that right hip. Curl that left leg behind you and again come into a seated hip 90-90. Return to that pigeon pose and then push back to down dog. Walk your feet up. Roll up, breathe up. Starting again, breathe in. Fold forward to your mat, each time trying to get a little bit further into your stretch. Hands coming to your knees, flat back. Hands down to your mat, step back to a plank, lowering through. And press up. Tuck your toes, push back to down dog. Raise your left leg high. This time bring it through for a low lunge. Plant the heel of your right foot. Come up into your warrior one. Work on squaring your hips forward. Bring your hands back down to the mat. Step back to down dog. Raise your right leg high. Again, bring it through for a low lunge. Plant the heel of your left foot, and once again come up to your warrior one. Hands back down to your mat. Push back. Walk your feet forward. Roll up. Breathe in, forward fold. Working to stretch a little bit more. Hands to your knees with a flat back. Bring your hands back down. Step back. High plank, and then lower through. Come up to up dog. Tuck your toes, push back to down dog. Raise your left leg high. Bring it through for a low lunge. Plant the heel of your right foot. Once again, come up to warrior one, and then open up to warrior two. Reach back, reverse that warrior. Bring your hands back down to the mat. Step back to your down dog. Raise your right leg high. Bring it through for a low lunge. Plant the heel of your left foot. Come up to warrior one. Open up to warrior two. Reach back, reverse that warrior. Come back down to the mat. Step back. Walk your feet up. And again, roll up, breathe up. Breathe up, forward fold. Hands to your knees, halfway lift. Hands back down to the mat, step back to the plank. Lower through. Press up. Push back into down dog. Raise that left leg high. Bring it through once again for cobra. Curl that right leg behind you and come to the seated hip 90-90. Really focusing on getting some mobility through that right hip. Come back into a pigeon, push back to down dog. Raise your right leg high. Come into a pigeon pose. Seated 90-90, this time focusing on really getting a good range of motion in that left hip. Push back to down dog. Walk your feet up. Roll up, breathe up. Hands to heart center. Breathe in, forward fold. Hands to your knees, flat back, and then step back into your plank. Push through to up dog and then through to down dog. Raise your left leg high, bring it through to a low lunge. Plant the heel of your right foot and push up into your warrior one. Open up to warrior two. Reverse that warrior. Come back down to the mat. Raise that right leg high. Bring it through to a low lunge. Plant the heel of your left foot. Come up to warrior one. And open to warrior two. Reverse that warrior. Hands back down to the mat. Push back to down dog. Walk your feet up. Slowly roll up. Breathe in.